Hello, how is everyone? Hoping that you can all. I see Ben's in. Ben's doing that I'm the first one in thing, isn't it? Um, Betty, hello. Nanny to the girls, hi. Caroline Crafty Chimp, hello. Hazel, hi. Thank you all so much for joining me. I know I posted this late, didn't I? Clarice, hello. Um, so my son came round yesterday. It was his birthday. I don't know if you've seen my post on Facebook. It was his birthday yesterday, and he came round, and we had some. We got a bit of takeout for tea. But he came round earlier than I thought he was going to come, so I didn't get a chance to put my live sort of up and get it all ready. So I got up this morning and I'm like, oh my God. So I panicked a little bit and then I thought, are people going to join? Should I just cancel it? And I was like, no, I'm going to do it because it's a tutorial. And even if people sort of miss it, they can still catch up. But it's nice to see that lots of you are here. So Anna Marie, hello, Connie T. Oh, first time watching. Well, hopefully you bear with us. So it's always lovely to have old and new faces. Angela for Crafts, hello. Handcrafted by Gaz. Oh my God, hi. Laura, hello. Just washing up, but my notepad and pen are ready. Very good. Jane Gibson, hello. Emma, hi. Ben, Sir Gaz, hello. Love it. Laura Gray, hello. Shannon, H97. Hi, Michelle. Had to watch between you and HSM preview, lol. Oh, do you know, it's so hard at the minute, especially since sort of Create and Craft went under. Everyone's gone to doing lives on Facebook or YouTube or both. So there's so many of us now, and it's just really hard to pick a time what doesn't sort of clash with anyone else. So I think we're just all having to do our best and hope that you can join and catch us. Aaron, hello. Connie T, I'm watching whilst I'm cooking dinner. Very nice. Oh, what are you cooking for your dinner? We always love to know what people are having to eat. Not nosy in the slightest. Not at all. I just like to, yeah, I'm just nosy. I'll just say it as it is, shall I? I'm just nosy. So I've got this project that I did last year because you can see it's the Christmas Christmas papers on it. So this is something that I created last year, and lots of you asked for tutorials. We've got a little pocket that opens on the front, and then obviously this opens. So let me just undo my ribbon. So it's very easy. It's just based off of a basic gift bag style, and then all you're doing is sort of you're adding just a couple of extra bits on there to create this lovely backpack. Now these are brilliant. I mean, we've got Valentine's Day coming up, we've got Mother's Day coming up, we've got sort of Easter coming up, and they're great for any of the kids. They're just a brilliant way to give a cheaper gift. Now that sounds really cheap and cheesy, doesn't it? But especially when you've got a big family or you've got lots of kids in the family, create them a fabulous gift box like that, and it always makes the gift that you're giving look so much fancier, so much better, so much bigger. And to be honest, these take an age, don't they, anyway? Anything that we're crafting, blood, sweat and tears literally goes into it. So it's a wonderful little gift box or gift bag that you can be creating. Let me see. I'm sure I just saw. Love the bag. I made 3 of the other with a pocket on the front. Yeah, they're just a nice. They're a beautiful project to do. Clarice, question, Michelle. When is your introduction to the Raven collection? So I've got a couple of sneaky peeks that I'm going to show you tonight, but the launch, bear with me. I've wrote it down here. The launch is going to be the 30th. So Thursday the 30th. So next week. I even shocked myself then. It was going to be at the start. So Laura is right, because I told Laura's the one who's helping me out on my sort of design team. It was going to be Monday the 3rd. But I've got a doctor's appointment, so I thought I'll bring it forward to the Thursday. So Thursday the 30th, it is going to be. I should have let you know, Laura. I do apologise. So next Thursday is when it's going to be. Do you know what? Let me just. I'll bring my sneaker peeks in and I'll put them there because my light really. Let me hide that one. It's not doing it's any justice, is it? My light. If I turn my light away, it goes too dark, and if I have it on, it's too light. So there you go. Look, it's adjusted to it now, hasn't it? Look at that one. I'll tell you what that one is in a minute. Honeyed chicken with vegetables, onion, and garlic with a spot of rice. Oh my gosh. I'll be about an hour and a half, 2 hours, Connie, because that sounds delicious. Will you have the instructions of your folding box on Pinterest? I could only get half of them. Folding box. Is that what I did? Give me a little bit more. Please, Shannon. Folding box. Folding box. Do you mean the ones that I did last week? If so, then yes, I absolutely am going to be popping them on Pinterest, and I've started. I know I haven't made a huge start, but putting some little shorts onto YouTube. So it's just got all the papers of each of my collections. Gazmataz, loving that. I love this beautiful collection. Creation, sorry. Thank you. Good afternoon, McCarthy family. Beth, hello. Betty, can't wait for the Raven. I know. So I have brought it forward a few days. I was gonna, again, it was gonna be on I think the 3rd of February, but just to sort of how things are falling, I've had to bring it forward a few days. So yeah, the next Thursday. Even I can't forget that, can I? Yes, Shannon, thank you for inviting Connie along. Connie, are you on Facebook? Because if you are, we have a group where you can share your makes as well. So it doesn't have to just be with my papers. If you've seen one of my creations and you've followed sort of the tutorial, you want to pop it onto the Facebook pages, that'd be great. It doesn't have to be with my papers. It would be great to see your sort of version of it. And obviously you're going to get lots of inspiration from the other guys in the group as well. Oh, there's a box on Ben's Pinterest page, folding box. I'll have to get him to show me. See what it is. These papers you're sneaking are naughty. I know. Yes, I was going to message you a little bit later, Laura, and let you know. Still in the middle of a creating frenzy with the raggy dolls. I know. You've been posting some amazing stuff with them, Caroline. I invited all my crafty friends, but most are watching the HSM preview. Oh, it's just like I was saying, it's so hard to sort of schedule a time when not everyone's on. So I thought if I do a consistent Thursday at 6:30, then you're not going to get confused, and you can either watch, hopefully, but you always know then on a Thursday at 6:30 that it's Michelle. Connie, I am. Yes, have a look. That'd be great. Got the Zen Garden yesterday and love it. Thank you, Betty. Yes, Beth, don't forget to hit like, thumbs up. Yeah, that's brilliant. Matthew, hello. Have you got me on the big telly? I hope so. You said I was going on the big telly, so I'm hoping I am. I can't always watch, but I will catch up if I can't make it. Well, that's it. That's the beauty of it, isn't it? Even if you can't watch live, if you go back and watch later and you click the like button or you just add a comment or anything like that, if you subscribe to my channel, that's even better. But all that is just as good because again, it gets me out there and it means the algorithm notices me a little bit more. So all that is absolutely brilliant. Clarice, rather watch you live. Can always rewatch the others. Oh, thank you very much. Alison, hello. Sorry you're late. Or you're having some work done on the house. Michelle, it goes without question, you are always on the big telly. Thank you very much, Gaz. Yes, on the big TV. Thank you very much, Matt. Making the better half watch. Well, I'll try and keep it entertaining then, shall I? So I'm going to pop that to the side just for a minute because I thought we'd have a little bit of a sneaky peek first of some stuff that I've got coming up. So let me get these in some sort of order. Right, I've got some more. I've got bits of sneaky peeks all over. So do you remember a few weeks ago I showed you this little sneaky peek? I said it's perfect for Mother's Day. So that was sort of my inspiration behind it. I've got a couple of Mother's Day-ish collections coming out, but they're going to be perfect for many, many other things except for Mother's Day. But I just thought around about the time of Mother's Day, these two collections that we've got coming are going to work perfectly. So this one for people who like something a little bit different. So I've got this beautiful image. There's lots of different ones, obviously in this collection, but this is just one of them that I wanted to show you. So you've got that lovely cracked wood effect, and then obviously you've got that beautiful scene inside that beautiful frame. Now that is that's going to be your main collection. What I like to do is I like to do sort of a main collection, backgrounds collection, and sort of a patterns collection. So for me in this one, this is what I would call patterns because it's going to tie in beautifully with that main collection. Obviously the colour palette and everything like that matches perfectly, but it's blank. It's still got all of that, but it's blank. So you can add whatever you want into there. Now, I know I've got these out on the 12 by 12, but if you imagine, especially this one, if you imagine this on the 6 by 6 or the 8 by 8 as a topper, view the patterned ones as a topper, and it's going to click more with you what you can do with them rather than thinking, well, that's 12 by 12. What am I going to do with it? As a 6 by 6, that is a beautiful topper on any card or any box or any collection. So that's going to be the main one. That is going to be sort of the patterns. And then this one is the backgrounds. Now, I know there's a flower on it and I do struggle to give you plain backgrounds. But what I like to do is it's going to work perfectly as a background. The colours are going to tie in, as you can see. It's a little bit darker because it's a background. So you want that sort of contrast. You can use it on its own if you want. My backgrounds are going to work perfectly on their own as is. So if you're not a fan of that one or you like it but you wouldn't use it, but you love the background, so you can just buy the backgrounds, can't you? So that is my sort of Mother's Day-esque collection. And then Ben, this is Ben's collection, believe it or not. Let me find the front one. We've got some exciting stuff coming up. What did I do with it? Oh, I've lost you. Oh, it's here. So this is Ben's Botanicals. So this is sort of his English country garden collection that he's sort of designed. I'm seeing lots of beautifuls. Wouldn't that be so relaxing? I'm gathering you mean that swing on that last paper. So this is his English country garden. It's a little bit more traditional, but it's still a little bit different. So it's very watercolour still. And I think so we've sort of covered lots of bases with my collection and then Ben's. So that's his English country garden. So again, imagine that on a 6 by 6, just as a topper on any kind of card. It is going to look stunning. I'm going to cut that up for you in a little bit. Don't let me forget, someone remind me, because I want to show you how even as a 12 by 12, if you cut that down, you're still going to get some beautiful cards with it. So that is that one. And then these are Ben's Botanicals. So imagine that as your main collection. This is your patterns pad. So you've still got that sun. You're sort of tying it in together so you can use them together or not. Entirely up to you. but it just gives you more options, doesn't it? So you've got this. So it's these botanicals, this Victorian-esque colour. So you've got those almost sepia undertones to it going on. Now, I mean, I love flowers of any kind. I really, really do. But the fact that these are very vintage botanically, rather than florally flowery, if that makes any sense. So you've got this collection. And then he came up with these. So these are they are just a beautiful background. Again, you can fussy cut these to your heart's content, or you can just use it as a background, or imagine that wrapping an album, and then obviously whatever it is that you want in on the front. But it reminds me of wallpaper. The way that he's done the pattern, so it literally covers the whole of the sheet. So this is at oh, sorry, I thought someone was shouting me then. I have so many collections that I still need to buy. You do, Matthew. You do. Absolutely. Oh my, the papers, the backgrounds are fab. Love those popping colours. The watercolours, yeah, absolutely. These flowers remind me of a Victorian flower box. And that is definitely what Ben was going for, because when he was creating it, he wanted I know there is a difference between your botanicals and your flowers. I think it's just down to the sort of type of flowers they are, but they're so old-fashioned, aren't they? But modern old-fashioned, and I'm absolutely loving those. So a little while ago, again, I give you a sneaky peek of, bear with me, my fairy collection that I've got coming up. So that was the backgrounds. This is the fairy doll collection, so that's what the patterns ones would be, and then this is the fairies that go with it. So you've got that musical script running all the way through. Again, the vintagey colours running all the way through. Imagine that again as a 6x6 topper on a card for someone's birthday, or if you've got like a wedding coming up and someone's doing a bit of an alternative wedding, this is going to work absolutely perfectly with it. It would be fabulous bedding. It would. And curtains, that other one, or wallpaper, definitely. So this is, again, that's one of the collections that I've got coming up. I'm very much in love with this particular collection that another one, again, that we've got coming up. So haven't got a name for it, but you've got that beautiful white dove, that white bird, flying out of his cage. And then what you're going to find is you're going to find lots of a beautiful scenery, a beautiful landscape. Now, I think that would it's going to work really well as a sympathy card, but it's also going to work really well as maybe a baby card, because you've got that beautiful bird on there, or just as a fantasy card. It is just a lovely, beautiful collection. But again, the same with this one. You can cut it down there. You've got a lovely DL card with just that cage on there. Cut that square out of the middle, or cut it along here, and you've got a beautiful opposite DL card. What are those long ones called? So again, even if you get the 12 by 12s, you can really cut them up and make beautiful cards with them. That is going to be one of the backgrounds that goes with the bird that you've just seen. So we've got, again, main collection, background collection, and then this is sort of my patterns collection. Again, it ties in beautifully. There's not that huge bird on there, so you can design on top of this whatever you want. If you've got fairies, if you've got dragonflies, if you've got anything that you want to sort of design on top of it, you can, because it's sort of similar to the main, but without those main images. I printed so many out today, I'm sorry. I just thought I can show you them all, sort of sneaky peeks of everything that's coming up. That would make an amazing tattoo. The fairy, Caroline. If so, then yes. Dawn, hello. I'm too taken by my papers. I've missed a few messages. So if I've missed you, hello, welcome, and thank you for joining me. Could we have background papers with just music or clouds or trees or water? So you mean really tone it down? I can look into that, definitely. But saying that, so this is a collection that I've got. So I wanted wildflowers and sort of grasses, but I wanted that. Now I can't pronounce it for the life of me. If you do anything with photography, you know that, is it bokeh, where you get that out of focus look. So that is what I wanted. So that is what it's given me. And we've got these lovely sort of frames going on with it. And the leaves and the flowers that I wanted them almost transparent. I wanted the rainbow, and I wanted that bokeh effect. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I love it. So that is a collection that I've got coming up, which would work actually perfectly as a background as well. Why have I missed one? I have missed one. So this is the same as obviously the collection that you've just seen, but these are the wreaths rather than the frames. And then I've got a collection, so it is a backgrounds collection that goes with these. None of this is on it. It's just that beautiful bokeh imagery on the background with that rainbow going through it. So that is a pure background. But Anna Marie, yes, absolutely. I can sort of. It's the royal we. I'll get Ben to sort that out for you, definitely. Right, so a few sneaky peeks of stuff that we're working on. Oh my God, they're seriously gorgeous. Thank you very much, guys. Love the colours, gorgeous. Bokeh effect. I'm assuming I'm saying it right. I love the out of focus look, says Connie. I absolutely agree, which is why I asked Ben to work his magic. Sending you hearts. I'm going to accept them. I'm not sure if you're sending them to someone else, Shannon. I'm going to accept those. Laura, great. I love the bright colours. Yeah. Right, so shall we get on with this? I'm going to pop that to the side. Oh, can I show you something I've been working on very quickly? So you know that I've got the Raven and the Writing Desk collection that's coming out. I want to show you this. So I'm going to turn it that way so you can see the front. And then turn it this way. So it's a stack of books. I've created a stack of books. So like put a little flourish of flowers in the back. So if I turn it again back this way, on each one I've got a different drawer handle because the top two are faux drawers. This is the only one that's going to come out, so bear with me. So this bottom drawer comes out, and then these top two are faux drawers, because what actually happens is, what I've created is a lid. So the lid opens and the box actually goes all the way through to the second drawer, or the second faux drawer. So I just thought that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed creating that. And this is the Raven and the Writing Desk that's coming up next Thursday. This is one of the background papers that I've used. I've used background papers on all of this, to be fair, because you absolutely can. Again, see how they can stand alone, or you can use the Ravens. So this is going to be definitely that something we'll do. We'll do it on a live, and I can either do it craft along, so you can all follow me along, or I can just create it. It's a lot simpler to do than it looks, but I just had to show you that because I finished it off about an hour before today's live, so I had to show you it because I love it. But we get to make what you've been working on too. Absolutely. if you mean that stack of books that I've just shown you, yes. If there's something particular that you've seen that I've done and I haven't done as a live yet, then you let me know. To pop me a message here, pop me a message on my Facebook and say, I would love the tutorial on this. I do have a list of tutorials that I need to get done. So I'm happy to do anything that you guys are wanting to see. Is this a kit that can be purchased? If you mean the drawers that I've just created, no. Papers, absolutely, you can purchase all of the papers. The sneaky peeks, obviously not yet, but sort of the ones that are out, yes, absolutely. Lynn Martin, hello. Sorry you're late. It's quite all right. I'll let you off. Love those drawers. Obviously, you'll be doing a tutorial. Yes, absolutely. It's very simple. Let me just bring it back in for you. I've created 1, 2, 3 box bases. These are just wraps. So you can see from the top one that it is just a wrap. With obviously this box base, I created the drawer in the front, which again, very easy to do. And then to create that, again, very easy. You cut in either with a die or just your craft knife, which is what I used. You're just going to cut all the way through. We're going to glue them all together. So it's nice and simple. Again, we're going to break it. Oh, I went very common then. We're going to break it down into those 3 separate elements and then obviously put them all back together. And it's going to be very, very easy for you to do. And then once you've done it, you can adjust sizes. You can make them bigger or smaller if you want to. It's perfect with the rave. Yes, well, that's what I thought, because on it, on those, do I have one here? And give you a sneaky peek. So this is one of the main ones, and you can see I took my inspiration for that project from the fact that there's stacks of books in sort of all of the imagery. So that's very much where I got the inspiration from to create that project. Project or project? I'm from Yorkshire, it's project. I don't know. Anyway, love the make, Michelle, thank you. Shannon, where can I purchase it? Patty, if you're wanting to purchase the papers, you can either pop me an email. So below this, you'll see a link to my email. Well, you'll see my email address, or there's a link to my Facebook page and my Instagram page. So if you pop me a message on any of them, we can sort out ordering. But if you are on Facebook, all of my albums are on there, so you can look at all the past ones as well. Oh, Nicola, hello. Managed to get here, so I will watch what I've missed on catch up. Absolutely. So Nicola is Ben's cousin. Right. Thank you, Michelle. I'm just dishing dinner up. I'm still in, although I may not be commenting for a short time. That's all right. I've seen what you're having for dinner, and I wouldn't be commenting while I was eating that deliciousness either. Right. So let me bring my scoreboard in. And let me just move these few bits. So you can see I've got all sorts of bits here, but obviously we're going to go through. So what we're going to start with is the main body. And you're going to need 2 pieces of card. And let me just move one. We'll just do it with one. You want it, so I've used an A4 piece of card and I've left it at the 8 1/4 because a quarter is just going to be my tab. Let me turn it round. So you've got an 8 1/4 by 10. So I'm going to turn it back round because on the short side, so on that 8 1/4, you are going to score at 5. Apologies that it's on the side, it's just how I do it. So you're going to score at 5 inches. At 6.5 inches, we're just going to score to about there. So about 2/3. If I look here, so you're scoring to about 5 inches. Doesn't have to be exact, it doesn't really matter. And then you're going to score at that 8 inches. So your front piece is going to be 5 inches. Your side piece is 3 inches, and then I've got my tab. If I turn it round onto the long side, we're going to score at 3 inches at the bottom, and that's it. So I'm just going to burnish all those score lines. And I am using a 300 GSM, which is what I always tend to use for anything sort of construction like this. It's a really, really good weight. So that 1/4 inch tab can just be a little fiddly to fold under. And then we'll do the same on this one because it's exactly the same. So again, just because it's only like 1/4 inch, you just need to be a little bit careful with it. Fold it over this way. So if it's only a 1/4 inch, fold it over this way so it's underneath. And then when you score it, you're going to get that nice crisp score. If you try to do a narrow, really narrow, I just called it its name and now it's gone, tab. If you try to do it this way, chances are it's going to go a little bit wonky. So I always fold it under and score from the top. Just makes it so much easier. Right. So with my tab here, I need to keep that piece, but this is going to be the base. So we're going to trim that away. Just grab my scissors. So cutting that there. So just cut that little tab away there. And then just cutting that. So I'm going to leave this piece straight and this side tab we're going to cut on an angle. So I've just angled this side bit, but this bit is going to be straight. So I'll do exactly the same thing again. Got my tab on this side. So I'm going to trim that away. Just a little bit of a cheese wedge. And then same with this one, but straight up there. Now, the reason I'm leaving this main piece straight is because when you put it all together, it's easier to line your bottom up and make sure that your bag's not wonky if you leave these two straight. These two don't matter because they're going to be tucked inside. Right, so let's pop that to the side for now. You're going to have two pieces like this now. I love those drawers. Oh, yeah. Just making sure that I've not missed anything. Being a Yorkshire lass, I love it when your Yorkshire comes out. It's not often I hear people say that to me, can I just say? Right, so you've got those two pieces exactly the same. So that tab is going to glue under there. And then you're going to, obviously, we're going to pop it round and that's going to glue under there as well. So what I'm going to do before I do that is I'm going to pop some pattern paper just on those two front pieces. Now, I am using that Zen Garden collection as well, again, because I love it so much. And it's going to be in contrast to this one. So I know it's a Christmas one and it's nice and busy and everything like that. But I think this is, again, it just shows you the different ways you can create something really busy or you can create it a lot more clean and simple. So these two pieces I've cut down just 1/4 inch. So you've got 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and it's going to fit on that 5 by 7 front perfectly. So, I mean, before I go on, you can curve your edges if you've got some of your punchers that give you decorative edges. You can be using those. So if you're not doing mats and layers on there, but you still want to add something a little bit more, you can absolutely do that. If you've got some little edgeables that not decorate the edges, but if you've got some edgeable dies that just give you sort of that decoration on the edges, you can be using those as well. So I'm just going to fold that up. because it allows me to see that I've got it nice and straight there as well. And I've got as much border around all four sides. Pop that there. And we'll do the same on this one. We just fold those that way. And this is the background. So this is the Zen Garden Dreams backgrounds paper that I'm using. So again, you can see that even though I've called it backgrounds, it's going to look perfect just on its own. Like that. To give that a good burnish. Nana Kim, good afternoon. It's very weird saying that it's nighttime here. It's like 7 o'clock, and then saying sort of good afternoon to someone is very strange. I love the Zen Garden, beautiful colours. It is really, I think I've got to say it's one of my all-time favourites. And I love everything that we've created. Right, so we're going to just glue that tab and we're going to pop that on there. But before I do, so you remember that score line that I've just scored down to there? I'm just going to give that just a bit of you can see that I'm not folding it perfectly. So we're just going to give it a bit of just a little bit of a tease into shape so you can see how it's coming along. And then just going to pop some glue on the edge there. And then pop this on. And then we'll just give that a second. What was the measurement on the paper, please? So 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. Laura's taking notes. Look at her. Thank you very much, Laura. No, you were right. You was absolutely right, Laura. But again, that's entirely up to you. You can do a smaller border, you can do a bigger one, you can do a coloured mat and then your patterned layer. It's entirely up to you. If I bring this one in, on the back, I just did patterned paper. And then on this piece and the front piece, I did coloured and then patterned. It just differentiates it from the background. Because they're sort of the front pieces. And I think sometimes when you look at a backpack, you've got all that extra stitching around these pockets, haven't you? So that's my take on that. Your background is just a background and then the mat and layer, if that makes sense. So I'm just letting that dry, and we're going to bring that over. And I'm going to pop glue on that tab there. And then we're going to bring this over to it, and it should sit perfectly straight and flat. Laura Staff, hello. Did I miss you? Joe, I missed you as well. Hello. You finally caught alive. That makes me very happy. I'm just rubbing excess glue that's just come out away. So give that a good burnish. Remember, this takes a little bit longer to sort of go off. So I'm just going to fold that back on itself there, because it should fold flat both ways. If it folds flat one way and then when you bring it back the other way, it doesn't, it means that when you've glued your tab on, you've glued it on a little bit wonky. Absolutely great for a teenager. So you can see straight away that if I fold my bottom bits in and stand it up, you've got just one of our, or just a nice simple gift bag. Put some holes through there and you've just got a normal gift bag. But obviously we're gonna create the the backpack. So I'm going to pop that to the side and I'm going to bring in, let me just make sure. Right, so that's the pocket on that's the pocket on the front. This piece here is going to be the top, so it's going to be this piece. So what you need is you need a piece of card that is 4 inches by 5 inches. So it needs to be 5 inches because this is 5 inches wide. And then we're going to turn that round. We're going to score at 2.5 because that's going to be the flap at the front. We're going to score at 3, and that's going to give me sort of just 1/2 inch at the top to allow for not having to squish it too closed. And then I've got my tab at the back. So what I've got here, you've got this piece of card. And what did I say again? So it's 4 inches by 5 inches. You're going to score 2.5 and 3. So let's pop that on. Before I do, you can see on this one that I've curved the corners. So I'm not going to do it on this one. So you get to see a couple of different sort of finishes, really. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for my paper. This is the rest of that piece of paper that I use. So I'm just going to cut this down. I'm going to cut a piece off. So remember I said it is 5 by 2.5. So I went to the doctors and I had my blood tests and it's come back that I am in the menopause. And I think since I've learned that I'm definitely in the menopause, I'm forgetting more things. So 5 by 2.5. So I'm going to cut a piece of card down. Let me find my trimmer. So 4 3/4. In fact, to tell you what we'll do, I've got some lovely purple card here. So we're going to cut this down to 2 1/4. Because remember that piece of card is 2.5. So it's 5 inches wide is the white. So we're going to cut this down to 4 3/4. So you can see that I've got that lovely border. And then we will do the pattern paper. So we're going to go down. So what did I do that one to? 2 1/4. We'll go down to 2. So each one's going to come down like 1/4 of an inch. So this is going to be 2 inches by 4.5. And then I've got that lovely purple. So let's pop that to the side. Blue, it's right there. So I'll just get that glued. So this is just a textured cardstock that I'm using as my matte piece. But if you've got some mirror card, glitter cards, anything that you absolutely want, and any of the colours are going to go, because if you look in there, you've got pinks and greens, you've got oranges, you've got blues. So you could pick any of those as a matte layer and it's going to work with this collection. And then we're going to pop that on there. Right, here we go. Did I just look up and see that Gaz is off? Oh, you have to work. Oh. We have a good shift. Gaz, do we ever have a good shift at work? So that's the front. If I bring this in, you can see you've got 2 totally different finishes. And again, so I'm going to bring this in. And what was going to happen, let me pop these back. I'm not going to glue this together yet, because I always glue my base and then I forget that I forgot to put something on, and then I sort of struggle to do it. So that is going to sit over there like that, and that's how your front's coming together. So it comes together nice and sort of easy I've been making candles and I just realised I broke a fingernail. Someone might end up with an extra gift in their candle. I love that joke. Connie, still here and sleeping, won't be long. That's quite all right. Definitely an extra surprise for them. Right, so I'm not going to glue that on yet. I'm going to pop that to the side and I'm going to pop that to the side. I'm going to get sort of all my bits finished first. Right, 2 more pieces of card. Bring this scoreboard in again. And this is going to be for the pocket on the front. So you're going to want 1 piece of card that is 5 inches by 3.5. Do you know what? I always forget that I've got measurements here and I turn it round to tell you and I don't need to do it. So 5 inches by 3.5 and we're going to score at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. We're going to turn it round and then on the short side, we're just going to score at 1/2 inch. And then you're going to need another piece. 5 inches by 5 inches. And we're going to score at 1/2 inch. And then we're going to score at 4. And then we're going to score at 3.5 and then 4. I couldn't quite see that score line that I'd done. So 1/2 inch, 3.5 inches and 4 inch. And then we're going to score at 1/2 inch. Oh, can't get it in there. And 1 inch. So let me fold all these so you can see. So you've got that there. And then one, 2, and 3. Bring this one in as well. There we go. Right. So let me just get those to the right side. Right. So we've got those 2 pieces. Now, this is going to be the back piece where your little flap folds over for your pocket. And then this is just going to be the front piece. So let's trim away those bits that we don't need. Right, so I've got my 1 inch piece here and I'm going to cut that down straight. And we're going to cut that corner away. So you can see straight away how it starts to sort of come over. And put those next 2 pieces away as well. So this piece here is going to be my tab and that's going to be the side. Obviously this way though. Okay, and then the same on the bottom. Again, so you've got coming together like that. Okay, so bring this piece in as well. So I'm just going to leave that for a second. So this is my tab. Let's trim that away. And then that's the side piece. Very much like the main piece that we did, the 2 main pieces that we did for the big part, for the main part. There we go. So that's my tab. Let's get rid of that. And we're going to wedge those side pieces. Okay, get rid of those. So you can see what you've done. So on this piece here, you're going to cut down to the 1.5 inch and across. So you're just going to get rid of that full corner. And the same, and then you've got that bottom corner and the same there. So that's sort of it. Because then what will happen is, this is going to be the back piece with my piece that folds over. If I bring this in, that is that front pocket. So the only difference is one of the pieces has those extra bits on top. If you want an open pocket, you don't have to put that on. So what I'm going to do is we're going to just, again, mat and layer that piece, aren't we? So let's bring it in that purple. So remembering the size of this. So it's 4 inches, and I want to double check so I'm not giving you the wrong ones. 4 by 3. So your front of it is going to be 4 by 3. So then we're going to cut down to 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. And that's going to go on the front, just like that. If you don't want that border as big, just go down 1/7, 1/8 of an inch instead of that 1/4 of an inch. And then let me find a bit of button paper. So we're going to go to 3.5 by 2.5. And then pop that on there. And I'm very happy with that. So that's not it. Sorry, here it is. If you want pattern paper on that, then we're going to do it because we have here. So remembering that is only 1 by 4. So let's go down to 3/4 of an inch by 3 3/4. And then we need a real thin slither for that. So we're going to go down, I'm going to use that bit. I'm going to go down to 1/2 inch by 3.5. And then you've got that. So it gives us the same border. Right, so let's glue these mats and layers together. I'm loving that lavender cardstock. Right, I've got to say, all the textured cardstock is all from my stash from when I worked for CC. They're linen textured cardstock. I love a linen sort of textured cardstock. For no other reason than it's just pretty. And I love the texture of it. They sort of bring out textured cardstock with all of their collections, or they did. It's just a beautiful mat and layer. Stick glue on there. I would imagine there's lots of other places do a textured cardstock as well. I got that much that it's going to be a very, very long time before I run out of textured cards. And then just remember, we only need to mat and layer the front of this because the back is going to glue onto our bag. The class clown, yeah, that's me. Lynn, you pretty much are. You do make me laugh a lot. So remembering, so this is the back piece, and the bit that's going to fold over is the bit that you want to glue this onto. So don't forget and glue it to the inside. AC linen, is that American Crafts linen? I put that on there. And then exactly like we did for the bigger pieces, you're going to glue your tab together or onto the other one, and exactly the same. So it's a little bit like rinse and repeat, isn't it? I think that's the best way to get sort of measurements and how things come together stuck in your mind. And then it almost just becomes sort of second nature then when you want to create a gift bag, you can do it nice and quickly. Michelle, I make a lot of people laugh, whether with me or at me. I'm pretty sure that they're laughing with you, Lynn. Just wiggling that. It just moved a little bit when I lifted it up. Right. So that last tab, I almost feel a little bit like so when I'm giving my instructions, I give them very basic, almost like I'm teaching a 5-year-old. Now I know that sounds daft, but if I start using long words, for one, I'm going to confuse myself. But if you start using lots of technical this and technical that, and really I just want to know how to do something, then the easiest way to teach is to do it the easiest way. So I don't think no one's stupid. It's just nice and simple. It's as simple as that. So there you go. So that's my little pocket for on the front. And exactly the same as the other piece. We're going to fold those in. I don't think I folded that score line the right way. Bear with me. Just fold it all the way in so I can get a nice neat score. And when you are folding your base pieces over, so what is the front has that tab on the top. So it's going to fold back. So what you get is you get a lovely fold there rather than the two edges meeting at the front. It just makes it look cleaner and sleeker with that fold rather than the edge. So then we're gonna just pop some. We should have got a new bottle out before I started. Put some glue on there, and because I've kept these edges on my tabs straight, and line it up perfectly at each side. And know that it's going to be nice and straight. That works for me then. With the nice and simple. Connie T, this is gorgeous. Thank you very much. Emma, that works for me. Well, that's it, isn't it? Just simple. Keep it simple. Easy is good for me. Absolutely. So I'm just going to reach in there with this. Go. I'm going to pop, well, I'm not going to put that to the side yet. This is going to go on here. Now, it's entirely up to you how you close that. You could have this. Oh. You crocodile. You can use a crocodile. You can just use some hook and loop, some Velcro, which is what I used on here. I actually like the Velcro on here because it gives it a little bit more dimension on the front where it's not closed quite flush. Well, I'm going to get one of these. Why have I got white and black in there? Did it come in white and black? Black and white. So that's even better. If you're using a black cardstock, you've got black ones in there. But again, you can buy them everywhere. So let's take, where's my, okay, oh, I've got it. Have I? No, yeah. Let me look it up. There we go. So I'm going to pop it on here. I'm going to pop it on the flap. So I know that I'm getting it in a position where it is going to sit nice. If I pop it on here and then bring this one over, I might not have necessarily got it in the middle of this 1 inch. So using my glass mat, this is my 2 inches. So I know to pop that there. right in the middle. And then, can I get you off? I can. So when you bring this over, make sure your score line on here is nice and flush with that front bit. So that's why I'm doing it this way, because then it's going to exactly where you want it to. If you do it any other way, the fear is that you're going to get it on there a little bit wonky, and we don't want that. So that's nice and secure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my pokey tool to pop open the hook and loop, because if I try to pull it straight up now, it's going to peel off. Go. It's going to peel off there because I haven't been able to give it a good burnish onto there. So give it a right nice good press down. And then now when I bring that over and want to open it back up, it's not going anywhere. So right, pop that to the side. So this is our main box. We have got our top bits. I'm going to stick that on first. So decide which piece you want as the front. That's the hardest decision, isn't it? Which do you want at the... I'm going to put that at the back because it's not going to be covered up as much by the pocket. And I'm going to have that at the front. So bring that out and it's going to glue. So you've got that 1-inch tab that's going to glue on the back. Now you can put that on first and then have your patterned paper over the top. I didn't, for no other reason than I just didn't. So I'm just going to cut tiny little wedge away. So it's going to sit nice. So we're just going to glue that on now. All of the food has got, oh, maybe next time we'll send an invite. We'll be looking out for that invite. Thank you, Connie. So that 1-inch tab, let's get it glued up. And line that up on there. So if, like me, you've put this on over your pattern paper rather than under your pattern paper, it really doesn't matter. It looks neat enough. I've got my handles that are going to go on the back anyway, but make a feature out of it. So get your pattern paper and your linen cardstock and make that a feature. So again, you know, when you look at a real satchel or a real backpack, you've got all that extra stitching, haven't you, where it's been attached. So, you know, we will do that. So let me pop that to the side. And we'll make a feature out of it rather than try to disguise it and not do a very good job of it. So we've got that. It's 1-inch by 5, so we're going to go down 1/4 inch. So we're going to go down to 3/4 inch by 4 3/4. And then again, I've got some pattern paper left. So the pattern paper is going to be that 1/2 inch by 4 1/2. So you've got that, and let me bring this in now. And now we're making a feature of it. It doesn't look like we forgot to attach the top bit before we put our pattern paper on. It's almost like the fix for a bit of glue or a fingerprint on your card is a butterfly, isn't it? So you make a feature out of it and then it doesn't look like you've tried to cover sort of a mistake up. And I've got that on there. So now it's just a feature of the back rather than me just, yeah. Lift that up. Oh, I've lifted it up and stuck it back down. Just need to wiggle that pattern paper. There we go. There we go. So again, you can see how sort of easy it comes together. And then, so that is the back. So if I bring this one in, you can see I sort of did the same here. I forgot. So I just added that little bit of paper over the top. So then we're going to add these before we sort of create the box itself. Absolutely have these as long or as short as you want. It really doesn't matter. So what I tend to do is, so I think this is what is it? So this is 9.5 inches long. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 2 pieces of card. Let me see how wide I made these. So they are 1.25 of an inch wide. So we're going to do that 1.25 of an inch. And this one. So I'm not too worried about the length of them yet, because I'm going to have a little bit of a play. So in fact, before I do that, on the ends of both, I'm going to score a tab. So it can be 1/2 an inch, it can be an inch. Again, it's entirely up to you. So I'm going to do just a 1/2 inch tab. Because we're going to decide how big we want them in a second. Oh, a second. So just fold that over. And then again, just going to bring this back in. Just fold those in, just so I've got a bit of a better visual. I'm going to get my scoring tool and I'm just going to curve it. And then, so this 1/2 an inch tab is we're going to glue it on that side and I'm going to pop it there. And actually, the fact that we've made a feature out of that top bit, it gives me a lovely, perfect line to line that up on top. So I'm just going to pop that there and I'm going to have a bit of a play on how long, how much of a bow I want, how much space, how big I want them. So if I make this smaller, you've got a really sort of small one, or you can really go to town and have a really big one. It's entirely up to you. So for me, I roughly want to think about 1.5 inches off. But again, this is going to be a personal thing. You can have these as big or as little as you want. So I'm just going to trim 1.5 inches off of that bottom bit. So what that now leaves me with is, oh, sorry, just apologise to my scissors. Did you hear that? I've now got, it's 8 inches. So 8 inches long and I've got a 1/2 inch tab. So let's cut another 1.5 inches off this. I think I'm quite happy with that sort of size. So now I am. I'm gonna mat and layer it with some pattern paper. Do I want to get a new piece? I think. So I want to get a new piece that is a bit more bolder in the colours to sit on top. So I actually think that piece would be perfect. So is the hardest bit, isn't it? Finding a piece of paper that you want to cut up, really. I think I'm going to use that one. Oh, no. Oh. But remember, you're going to be cutting a couple of strips that way. So don't cut a strip that way and then have to turn it to put on your bag, and it looks a bit, well, your pattern's not going to follow, is it? I'm just having a quick look at the comments while I'm deciding. Make sure I've not missed anything. Lynn, is your cat not well? This is the Zen Garden Dreams collection. This is the background papers, and then there's the main ones have got all those geisha girls on. The geisha girls, I think they are, aren't they? Oh yeah, shots and a checkup. Oh, that's good. Right. I am doing a raffle. I'm glad someone's reminded me. Yeah, so I have a raffle. So for those of you who don't know, I've got a raffle going on at the minute, and it's £5 or $6 per ticket, and you can enter to win all of my back catalogue. So I do a 12 by 12, an A4 pad, and a 6 by 6. So you've got first, second, and third prize. You can win 41 pads in a 12 by 12, 41 pads in the A4, or 41 pads in the 6 by 6. For obviously, and each ticket is £5 or $6. So it means you're literally winning one of everything that I've previously released. We thought we were going to start the new year with a bang. Right. So these are going to cut down. I want 2 1-inch strips, because remember the textured cardstock we put at 1 1/4. And then just double check. So this is 8 inches, but we've got that 1/2 inch tab. So we're going to cut this down to 7 3/4. And then pop it on, make sure. Can I cut that? Oh yes, 8.5. It's 7.5, sorry. So we need to go down to 7 1/4, because we don't need it on that folded over bit. There we go. So 7 1/4 by 1 inch for the pattern paper. Let's bring this one in. There we go. So happy with that. I have throwing my piece of paper away that I want to use. So just gluing these on. So yes, so I was saying, wasn't I? Got distracted. Payment for if you want to enter the raffle, my PayPal is below here. You can use my email address or my husband's. I give everyone my husband's, but apparently because mine's tied with it, you can use mine as well. And if you pay by family and friends rather than business, it means that I'm not getting charged for the raffle, to do a raffle. I mean, PayPal's brilliant and it's secure and all that kind of thing, but they charge you for everything. I'm not daft, are they? So just making sure that I'm getting that nice and straight. I mean, I've still got some curve on there, but I will, once it's dried, go back in with my scoring tool. I don't think what it was called then. Off to work. We'll finish watching after the boss goes home. Thank you very much for joining, Clarice. Michelle, you are an amazing teacher. Thank you. Do you know, I said to my husband the other day, does it make sense? Because it does to me. I said, but does it make sense to everyone else? And he said, yes, as it does. And I'm like, well, that's all that matters then. Because I know I can waffle on a lot. So I need to make sure that in my waffling, you're all following. Right, so where's my bag? It's here. So remember, my front bit, I'm going to have that tab on the top. So when I look at it at the front, it's that nice and neat sort of line. I mean, it's still going to be nice and neat at the back. So you can see, I mean, but it's the aesthetics, isn't it? At the front, all your seams and your bits and bobs are tucked in and tucked away. So again, let's bring this in, make sure we've got some lovely curve on there. And so this is going to tuck under to glue there. And then I'm going to bring mine up. It's a cup handle, isn't it? It's a teacup handle, that the shape that you're going for. So I'm going to glue that there. And it's entirely up to you. You can pop another score line at the bottom, and then so you know exactly where you're wanting to glue. But that really doesn't make a difference either or, because we're only gluing roughly an inch at the bottom. And the score line makes no difference at all. So let's flatten this again. I know you will see me keep putting it up and down, but it needs to be up for me to look, and then it needs to be down for me to glue. So we're going to pop that on there like that. So that half an inch tab is going to be lined up with that, and it's going to be glued down. So we're just going to glue that first and let that go off. So I'm going to turn it round so I can see a little bit better. And again, I'm going to put this 1/4 of an inch in from the edge. So you can absolutely measure with a ruler, put a little pencil notch there if you want to, entirely up to you. I'm just going to do it by eye. So we're just going to glue those top pieces first. Put that on there. Make sure that it's straight all the way down. There we go. Oh. A little bit too vigorous then, I knocked it off. This would be so cute to make my great niece who's 6 for Valentine's gift. It absolutely would. They're perfect for every single age, but the kids are going to love these. They're almost big enough for them to keep, and they can use it to play with their dolls or their action men. I was the one that had the action men when I was little. Right, so I need to make sure that that dries perfectly before I attempt to push this up and glue it down, to make sure it's nice and secure, nice and dry. And I think really, besides popping holes on there, I'm sort of done with it. I think we're done. So it's entirely up to you how you want to create a closure. I popped those on there. Now you can see I've got some ribbon coming through here, and then it goes through the lid. But again, you don't have to use that. I use my crocodile. You can just use hook and loop again if you want to. What you can also do if you want to is, when you've got that sort of close, if you die cut a couple of circles and die cut about 4 circles, glue 2 together there and glue 2 together there. Attach them to here with a brad or a split pin, and then all you need to do is get a bit of really thin ribbon or a bit of twine, and you can just twist it round those circles of card, and you've got sort of one of those closures. I know it's got a name, but I don't know, but you know what I mean. There's just so many different ways that you can create your closure for the front. Right, so now those should be nice and dry. I'm just going to lift that up. I'm going to pop. Can I demo the crocodile? Do you know, it's a good job that I have the hubby sat in the room watching, isn't it? Who asked for that? I'm just trying. Can you demo the crocodile? I've never used one. Caroline, yes, I absolutely can. Bear with me. Oh, in fact, I'll do it before I glue those on. Shall we do it on here? In fact, I will. So bringing this in, if you get a crocodile, it has instructions with it, which are invaluable. It comes with like real instructions, you know, on a piece of paper and stuff, not a link to go to a website. So this is your crocodile. I must admit, I really want one of the big ones, but this is absolutely perfect. So you've got a little lock button here. So if I press that, sorry, squeeze your handles and then press it, and then it opens. So then you can use it. So that wasn't hard at all. I just made it look really hard, didn't I? So just squeeze them gently, push that through, and it opens up. And what you've got is you've got two sides here. And I don't know if you can see the hole, can't you? Both are going to give you a different size hole punch. So if I bring, sorry, let me grab that. Oh, I did it. So bring in those in. Can you see how you've got two different hole sizes? So it obviously gives you that choice because these all come in different sizes. You've got just, let me pop it on there. You've got sort of smaller ones. You've got these that are a lot bigger, a lot wider. Again, it's just all for different finishes for no other reason than it's just a lot of fun. You've got a little notch here. Can you see that black notch? She pushes it up. So what it allows you to do is if I have that at 1/2 inch, and let me bring it round for you. If I put that in, it's going to pop a hole 1/2 inch down. If I move that all the way back, it's going to give me a hole 1 inch deep. These are what's going to set your crocodile. So these just pop up and they turn round. Again, for the different size ones that you're going to use. So you've got almost a base plate at this side. Can you see it's flat? And can you see this side? It's got a pokey bit of metal. That's what's going to go through your crocodile or your hole or they're an eyelet, aren't they? So let's bring that in. And I'm going to just sit it in there. If I turn it round, you can see the metal bit. So pop it in there and using that end bit. So I've got pokey down bit at the top because it's going to go in the hole when you don't knock it out. Because I'm trying to make sure you see it really well. So it's going to go over. It's going to go in the hole. You're going to squeeze and it's set and it's flattened the back. So that's literally it. So easy. And if I bring in one of my bigger ones and show you, it's exactly the same. I think I've got the same hole on there. You just squeeze and it's nice and set, flat at the back and nice and set. So that's your crocodile. And then just to store it, you're going to pop that back in. And that's it. That's your crocodile. So it's very easy, but so much fun. Just to play with. Because, you know, we can be like children, can't we? Hazel Young, £30 on Amazon. So it's got an innie and an outie bit, yeah. Do you know what? You took the words right. I was going to say that, and then I thought, are people going to think that I'm a bit daft saying that? But I should have known Lynn were going to say it for me. Right, I've glued up to just about 1 inch. And again, at the bottom, decide on how big that you want this. So I'm going to, again, you can bring in a piece of paper to line it up with, bring in your ruler to line it up with. It's entirely up to you. I'm just going to do it by eye. So I've got, I think that's about 1/2 inch. I'm making sure that it's in line here and in line here. I'm just going to hold that. And we're going to keep holding that until that glue grabs properly because it's going to want to pop off. Um, I got mine from Personal Impressions website because they had a really good price on it on the Crocodile. But have a look about. Do you know what? I Google everything. If there's something I want, I Google it and I see if I can find a discount code for it or in the sale somewhere. Because, I'd rather have that extra money in my pocket than in theirs. My mum always used to say that she says on your gravestone, it's going to say, I got this in a sale at 50% off. And I probably will. I'll probably have to have a look about for my own gravestone to make sure that I get a good deal on it. So I'm just having a look, making sure that I've got that in line, and then we're going to hold it for a second. But you can't beat a good discount code. It means that you can get something else with the money you've saved. Right, so I'm just holding them, but you can see. Yeah, it's just, I love this gift bag. You can see from start to finish, it's obviously taken me a while because we've been talking, but how simple it is to come together. There's nothing complicated about it at all. So they look lovely, don't they? Now, what you can do, use your Crocodile if you want to have holes on here to make it look like, it's buckled up, because you can get the ones where you've got buckles. So you can have the Crocodile holes with the eyelets set in there for extra, just decoration, really. Diane, you're a little bit late, Diane. Just realised you were on. We'll have to catch up. That's quite all right. That's quite all right. We will let you off. So now that is done, what I can now do, and what I'm now going to do, is we're going to glue the base together, because I know that everything's done that needs to be done. I tell a lie. I really should have glued this on before my handles, but it doesn't really matter, because I can still do it now. So I've got my handles on. They're a little bit in the way. Doesn't matter. Still going to be able to, in fact, I'm going to put it together and then show you how to put it on without worrying about your handles. So we're just going to add glue. Oh, nearly out. So that one and that one. And then to tuck the back piece under. And then glue the front piece over the top. There we go. And because I kept those sides straight, really just nice and neat and lovely underneath. So you can put some pattern paper on that as well if you want. It's entirely up to you. Right, so because that's together now and it's a bit more solid, I can put this on and not worry about squashing my handles. There we go. So glue all over the back of this. I'm just going to lift it up. I'm not going to put it down on the glass mat. I'm going to pop that there. And what I want is, I want as much, so it's about 1/2 inch there. I want 1/2 inch at the bottom as well. You can have it a little bit higher up if you want. I like it when it's 1/2 inch on all 3 of those sides. So I'm happy with that. So I'm going to put my hand in now, and now I can press from both sides, and I've got real good contact, which means I know that this is going to stick really well. So I'm just going to hold on to that for a second. I love a sale. Alison, I do. Does anyone know where I can buy the ends and fasteners for making tassels? Oh, I have no idea. Does anyone know? This is a great creation and loving the colours. Thank you very much, Connie. Michelle, do you know of any brand of glue like the Collal All-Purpose that doesn't smell horrible? I don't. This smells horrible because it's alcohol based. So if you are not wanting to use that, then I've got this. Now it's a tacky glue, which means it's water based. This is alcohol based. But this is brilliant. So this is Jamie Rogers Crafts. This glue is awesome. This is the glue that I used to attach my papers to, let me just pop that there while it's drying, to my coasters. So these are my coasters I made, and it's obviously it's an MDF, but this is the paper, the glue that I used to attach my papers with it. It's absolutely amazing. It's a real good glue, but the only thing is obviously because it's water-based, you have to be careful not to use too much. But the nib doesn't allow you to. It's a brilliant nib. But if you're going to get an alcohol-based glue, unfortunately, I've not come across one that doesn't smell. It's just because it's alcohol-based, it's just the nature of it. Right, so there we go. So that's my bag. The only other thing that I haven't done, and I'll do it now, is I'm going to use a hook and loop for the front just to make it different from this one, is that handle there. So either in your pattern paper or your colour that you've used for your mat and layer, it's entirely up to you. I'm just going to, sorry? Show what? Oh. Sorry, the husband came in. Do you know what? We were discussing it earlier. I said, when are you going to say hello to everyone? And he said, not yet. Well, that's not an answer. So I'm just going to cut a strip. I cut that at 3/4 of an inch. This one is at 1/2 an inch. And you're just going to fold it like that, and that's how it's going to glue on. Now, the thicker and the shorter that this is, the wider that you're going to have it for it to sit nice. So I'm going to trim that down just a little bit more because it's just sits nicer, a little bit thinner. So again, on the back here, it's going to glue wherever it sits. So if I bring this, you see already it's folding so much nicer because it's thinner. So you can have it as wide as you want. It's just that little hook that is on top of the backpacks, isn't it? So wherever you want, you can have a really wide one, you can have a really thin one, you can make it a lot shorter if you want. Again, that's entirely up to you. So if I bring it to the front, there you go. So you can see how you can have a bit of a play with it as to where you want to put it. So that, for me, is sitting lovely in line with both of those handles. So we're going to pop a little bit of glue on both ends. And then I'm going to line it off like there and there. And I'm going to obviously hold both of them. And again, you can make a feature of this being on the back on top. You can put it underneath. Or if you forget and you want to hide it, it's entirely up to you. Sort of those finishes are all sort of a personal preference. So you can see, let me just let it dry before I shape it. So bringing that back round, just going to hold on to them for another second. Oh, sewing stars for those tassely things, yeah. Oh, the coasters, do you want to see them? Let me put that to the side. So these are the coasters again. This is the Raven and the writing desk that's coming up. And these are This is one of, again, it's the background ones. And what I did, if you saw the pictures, was I cut a piece of paper, glued them on in order. So I'm not going to be able to do it now. You all know me and jigsaws. Where's the other one? Oh, I'm actually using the other one. So I had the pattern following on. Does that go there? I don't know. The last time I tried to do something like this on air, it took me about 20 minutes. But anyway, the pattern, if you look at the pictures on my Facebook page, on my Instagram, I did it so that the pattern followed on. You can see that I've got 3 of them, correct? And then on the inside, that's one of the ravens. And all I've done is a bit of paint. I've got a multi-surface acrylic paint, some Pebeo gilding wax. I went over the top with some Mod Podge. And then that was it. Just a lovely little coaster set. Whether you use it or not, it's just beautiful. I'm going to put that one back underneath tea. So I've had so much fun. The fact that I've got Laura and Alison helping me now, it means I've got more time to just create a few more different projects. So there we go. I'm going to pop a couple of hook and loop. Hook and loops, it's just Velcro dots, isn't it? I'm going to pop a couple on. I'm going to pop sort of to each side, because it's a big fold over. 2 are going to secure it a lot better. So again, I'm going to pop. So it's roughly 1/4 of an inch in and 1/4 of an inch down. You are multi-talented, Michelle. Thank you very much. The coasters are absolutely fabulous, aren't they? In fact, I tell you what I might do is I might buy another set and do a little giveaway. So I've got my coffee, I've got my tea on one, so you don't want this set. But buy another set, create it. In fact, what I'll do is I'll do a giveaway. I'll buy another set, and before I decorate them up, I'll do a little giveaway, and then whoever wins the giveaway can decide what papers that I decorate them with, and then I'll decorate them up, and then I'll send them to you, and that can be your prize. What do you think? So press down. Oh, Michelle, it's for you. Hello. Right, where's mine? I have to concentrate while I'm doing this. They're so awkward. There we go. Right. So remember what I did before. I'm going to close that right up. I'm going to make sure that this line, so this second score, well, it's the first score line, isn't it? Lines. Sorry, I'm pressing it against me so it helps me to hold it straight. It's pressed against that line at the top, and then I'm going to bring those over, and I've got exactly, let's pop that in. I've got it exactly where it needs to be. And because those bow in at the sides, I've got enough there to be able to grab, to give it a good press down before I open it. So I'm going to peel it off. I'm going to peel it off gently though. And the other side. Go. So I bent them a little bit. So we'll just pop that back into shape. Give them a real good burnish down. Now, if you feel more secure, adding maybe a little bit of hot glue on the back of those, or a little bit of red liner tape. It's entirely up to you, but I find normally that once these are stuck, they're not going anywhere. Because I've used the white ones and because the circle, it almost mimics the alcohol drops on my paper, so it doesn't look anything odd when it's open. So that is very much how that is made. And if I bring this one in, you can see the difference just by curving the flaps or not, how different it looks. Obviously the papers make it look different, but I love this because it's a nice and simple one to gift something to someone in, other than just doing. Sometimes we get bored of doing a normal box or a normal bag, so just adding those little bit of extras is just, and plus we enjoy doing it, don't we, or we wouldn't do it. Just a lot of fun. Gorgeous. This is so nice. Thank you so much. I love this, Michelle. Love the backpack. Next on my list to make. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you saw me, not once did I go wrong. And I was chatting away. It just comes together lovely. Really, really lovely. One of my most favourite bags this is. Of course, you could use magnets. If you wanted to use the magnets, let me lift that up. You would put your magnets underneath that paper, and then you would pop them obviously on that side, and then I would attach an extra piece of paper. But remember to have your magnets in far enough that your paper will stick down nice and flat over the top. I've got some neodymium magnets, and they're tiny. I have got them next to me in this drawer of mess. Have I? No. What have I done with them? Oh, they're here. I got these off of Amazon. They're tiny, but because they're neodymium, they're so, so strong, which means when you're using them under paper, because they're so thin and they're so small, there's no bulk. I mean, that is a quarter of an inch just over in size, and it's a mil deep. What have I forgot? Did I, Hazel Young, did I just see a message asking if your order is shipped? Everything is posted. Everything that I have, all of my orders, they've all gone. I will check and get you a tracking number when this is finished, and I will pop you it, and then you can track it. But yeah, everything's been posted. What's normal? Normal is a horrible word, Laura. We don't like normal. But yeah, Hazel, as soon as that let me. Have you wrote it down for me? Ben wrote it down. I'll get you that tracking number afterwards. But yes, everything's gone. Think I'll have to make this in the craft group to hold a small memory album in amazing backpack. Oh, absolutely. And the thing is, you could make this so much bigger. Could you imagine an 8x8? Could you imagine an 8x8 album in this? Oh my God, that would look awesome. Where's my other one gone? Oh, it's here. An 8x8 album in this, because you saw it's created out of 2 pieces of card, so you can go up to a 12x12 sheet of card if you wanted to. You absolutely could. Ooh. Did you hear the sort of my brain tick, and it was like, we need to make a giant bag for a giant album. Great idea for a new arrival. Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, you're giving me ideas. It would be great for a note set, because what you could have in here is you could have some little notelets in there. You could have some little tags that you write on, and then inside, your pencils, some little envelopes and cards. It would be fabulous. I think it's so many ideas for this. I've just given myself 2. Well, I haven't. You two, Laura and Matt's just give me 2 ideas. Housewarming gift. Yeah, absolutely. It absolutely will. Yeah, the cogs are wearing, if that's what you mean, Angela. Definitely. Right, let me put these magnets away before I lose them again. But yeah, I got 100 off of Amazon, and I think it was about £4 or £5 for those. So it's a bargain. Oh yes, Easter bag, chocolate in it. Definitely. Old-fashioned satchel or briefcase shape would be good for albums too. Yes, yes, it would. See, if you wanted to with this one, you could, instead of using the paper and card, you can get strips of faux leather. So you could use your strips of faux leather. You could have two buckles coming down the front. You've got your crocodile to create the holes in. You can get those, are they called a D-ring or the sort of handbag? Um, they look like this, don't they? And they go like that, right? Sorry, but your bag, your leather sort of hooks round it and glues on, or it tightens and D-ring. Thank you very much. You can get those with some faux leather. If you did this in, if you've got craft card, inked it up to make it a little bit distressed, use some faux leather. Oh my God, that would be awesome. Um, that'll do me filled with post-it notes and chocolate. Uh, Absolutely. I totally agree. Totally agree. Right, so this is another one off the list, isn't it? I did say I'm going to do the big pyramid, but I'm going to do that as a tutorial and post it. So it's going to be a pre-recorded one because it takes quite a while to do the pyramid. So that's going to be well, it is. I'm sort of working on it at the minute, getting all my bits sort of cut out and everything. There was a couple of other things that I know that you've asked about, which are definitely going to get on to doing. This I'm going to do next. So next Thursday is when I'm launching these papers. Here, same time, same place. If you can join me, that would be amazing. And then I will get on and we will, I can either do this live or I can do it as a pre-record. It doesn't, it's not too hard like the pyramid that I'd have to do a pre-record, so I can do this live. So entirely up to you, but this is a fun one. And because you've got that fake storage bit there, you're going to be able to put your chocolate in there. This is going to sit on your desk and look fabulous. And all those kids that come in, they're not going to know, or husbands, they're not going to know where you've got your stash hid because it's in here. And they're not going to look for it because they're going to be like, oh, they don't open, there's nothing in there. Little do they know that you're hiding it. And if we can hide chocolate, that's all the more better, isn't it? A fake base would be good. Yeah, you could absolutely do a fake base, but because I did it just because I've got a drawer on the bottom, but you could do a fake base. You absolutely could. You could do it where it looks obviously fake on the bottom, but you can have your drawers coming out of all different sides, you know, depending on how you put it together. So many ideas for this particular one. I'm sorry I'm having to go. Thank you so much. Well, we're done, Connie. I'm going to say goodbye about 10 times and then we're done anyway. Hello. For everything, and Shannon, thank you for inviting me. I'm sure I can be here with you again next Thursday. It's all beautiful. Thank you. That was Michelle, not hello. That's fine. But yes, same time, same place, Connie, next week. Yes, so this is the Raven and the Writing Desk. I just love it. And I know Betty's loving it. And I know that you all have been. So I'm going to let you all get off. I know some of you have had tea already. Lynn, I absolutely love that you say toodle pip. You know, I've started saying it to people. I said it to my son yesterday. He was going, I said, "Toodle pip." And he just looked at me and I went, "It's the most fabulous way to say goodbye to someone." I absolutely love it. Um, it's the simple things in life that keep me going, definitely. Right, so I will let you go. Thank you so much. So are we all excited for sort of the upcoming the sneaky peeks? Um, I say it to everyone, yeah. I've started saying it, I love it. I just think it's fabulous. Um, so I did my sneaky peeks. I'm gonna buy some more coasters and we'll give that away as a prize. So I'll be popping that up at some point on my page. Yeah, I made it back. You made it back, Gaz, just as I'm saying goodbye. But would you like, if you've just made it back, I'll quickly show you the one that we made. So this is the one that we've just made, Gaz. But obviously you can go back and rewatch. And then that's the one that it's obviously based on. Right. I love Toodle Pip. We'll have to use it more. It's so lovely and rounded. Does that even make any sense? It just rolls off of the tongue so lovely. Um, Michelle, thank you very much for a great live. Take care, Toodle Pip. Right, don't forget to do all the likes, the shares, all that kind of thing. Just the comments, all of those really boost, obviously, who gets to see me, which is just, obviously, always a bonus. And I will definitely see you next Thursday. I've got more sneaky peeks coming up from the guys and from myself. But yes, so next Thursday, launch of the Raven and the Writing Desk. So I'm going to let you all go. And I will definitely see you all. Shannon, you had a phone call. That's quite all right. You can watch back. Just lots of ramblings from me. Right. So all of what is with Thursday, aren't we? Have a lovely weekend. You'll obviously be seeing lots from me because I post, making sure to keep up on my posts. And that's it. Oh, keep your eye out for the coaster giveaway. Right. Thank you very much. I'm going to let you go. Definitely this time. Thank you very much. I'll see you all next week.